glory, love, duty, honor, passion, pride, conquest. Many are inspired by these attributes, the elixirs of drive and ambition which push humans upward to our greatest potential, to new heights in our academic and professional pursuits and personal development. While some live for these attributes, others just as easily kill for them. Left unchecked, that which raises us up can also send us spiraling downwards into depths of depravity. And in Julius Caesar, Shakespeare reveals the breadth of these attributes in a galloping account of history's most brazen murder of Rome's most famous general, capturing the sublimity and violence that is as relevant today as it was 500 years ago. In many ways, this is Shakespeare's most compelling work, an epic retelling of Caesar's fall, graced in gorgeous language that only Shakespeare could craft. But more than that, he gives us a peep through the keyhole into the chilling calculations and twisted machinations of the diseased mind of conspirators, in what could be described as literature's first true crime drama, ranging into the boundaries of criminal psychology. If it is not new but never gets old, it's a classic, and Shakespeare's Julius Caesar fits that bill. Hello and welcome. I am Tulin Tosun, Assistant Teaching Professor of Cornerstone Integrated Liberal Arts at Purdue University, and today I am happy to talk about and explore Shakespeare's timeless play, its themes, characters, and why it is still relevant to modern times, along with the production history of the play. First, allow me to introduce the play, its plot, themes, and characters. Julius Caesar may have been Shakespeare's first play to be staged on the Globe Theatre in 1599. Shakespeare turned into a significant moment in Roman history at a pivotal juncture in his career as a playwright. The tale of Julius Caesar and his murder by his friends and other politicians captivated a lot of people during the Renaissance. One of the important ongoing discussions was about who were the villains and who were the heroes in the play. Is Caesar a tyrant or a martyr? Is Brutus a libertarian or a murderer? The play is about a compelling historical figure, Julius Caesar, who was such a remarkable human, one of history's true polymaths. He was a warrior poet, a skilled swordsman and equestrian, a brilliant military tactician, and a talented writer who wrote several books on history. In the opening scene of Shakespeare's well-known play, set in Rome, two tribunes named Morales and Flavius chastise the Roman population for their slavish devotion to Caesar. Their dialogue indicates their underlying worries that Caesar is becoming too strong and conceited, and he must be stopped. Despite the apparent risks involved, the two men remove ceremonial embellishment of Caesar's images or statues in an effort to lessen the mindless hero and worship of him. Caesar later in the play is seen leading a procession through the streets of Rome. Caesar is warned to watch out for the Ides of March, the 15th of March, by a soothsayer or a fate teller, and who also predicts that he would pass away on this day. It is disregarded by Caesar, of course. And here we are introduced to Caesar's conspirators, Brutus and Cassius. By hinting that Caesar is becoming too powerful, Cassius, who is afraid of Caesar's steadily increasing influence, starts to persuade Brutus, a very close friend of Caesar, to join his plot. Despite being wary of Cassius's intentions, Brutus assures him that he would give it some thought. When Cassius convinces Casca, another conspirator, to join their campaign against Caesar by pointing out that a number of recent unusual occurrences are omens warning people against Caesar, their plot moves quickly. Cassius instructs Cinna to hide some false letters for Brutus to uncover in order to persuade him to support their cause and join their conspiracy. Cinna reveals that Brutus's reputation will be helpful to their plot. We see that Brutus, who cannot sleep and overthinks the conspiracy, but at the same time he believes that Caesar gains so much power as much as he loves Caesar and values their friendship. When Cassius and Brutus believe that Caesar poses a political threat to their beloved republic, there is only one solution in the Roman world where violence was an accepted political tool: to kill. And he participates in the conspiracy for the cause of beloved Rome. Later in Act 3, we see that Caesar's beloved friend and fellow Brutus strikes the final blow to kill Rome's leader Julius Caesar. And we read the history's famous line, "Et tu, Brutus? You too, Brutus?" Caesar dies and his right-hand man Mark Antony flees. Mark Antony pretends to treat Caesar's murderers as friends. He requests to speak at Caesar's funeral. Cassius thinks it's too dangerous, but Brutus permits Mark Antony to speak. It is at the funeral that we see Shakespeare's greatest rhetorical skills. Using the immortal words, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears," Mark Antony turns the citizens of Rome against Brutus and Cassius by making the citizens feel remorse for Caesar's cruel death and by bribing them with the news that Caesar's will gifts each citizen money from his will. Mark Antony uses this fact to suggest Caesar was a great man who shouldn't have been murdered. Using the famous phrase, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, give me your ears," Mark Antony manipulates the Roman populace to rebel against Brutus and Cassius by instilling guilt over Caesar's brutal murder and paying them with the information that each citizen will receive money from Caesar's estate. This fact is used by Mark Antony to argue that Caesar was a great man and shouldn't have been killed. Brutus and Cassius flee in fear later. Later in Act 4, Octavius and Mark Antony discuss which conspirators should live and which ones should die. They decide that Cassius and Brutus should die. In the meantime, we witness Brutus sees Caesar's ghost and is questioning the bloody murder. In Act 5, on the plains of Philippi, Mark Antony and Octavius's forces face Brutus and Cassius's forces. Both Cassius and later Brutus die. Mark Antony pays tribute to Brutus's noble spirit in his famous saying, "This was the noblest Roman of them all." With this quote and character representations, we once again see that Caesar and Brutus are larger-than-life characters, that we still talk about them, that we still discuss. It is just or unjust to kill a friend for your country.